Hey guys, this is Bear with Kyser Musical Products, and we are about to get nerdy. I want to teach you guys how to properly adjust the saddle on your acoustic. Now, before we go into this, the first thing you need to know is that if this truss rod is not properly adjusted, we're wasting our time. So I'm going to assume that you've already done that and you've got 4/1000ths relief at the 7th fret, and hopefully we'll talk about that in another video. But let's get started. First thing we're going to need, the trusty Kyser Capo. Back on the 9th fret here, guys. We're going to do the exact same thing we did to change our battery. We're going to loosen these 8/2 turns. Now at this point, I have measured the action on this guitar, and it's at about 110 thousandths on the low E at the 12th fret, and I want to get to 90 thousandths. So basically what we need to know about the guitar is the 12th fret is the exact halfway point of the string, right? So whatever gap I need to get rid of here, I need to double that on this end to achieve that, okay? So the way I like to do this, especially when I was first getting started, was to go a little bit at a time, because the old woodworker's rule is once it's gone, you can't get it back, okay? So let's go ahead and get these strings flopped back here. There we go. Well, that D likes to hang up on us. Let's not forget, it's real easy to get out of there with a small screwdriver or an scratch awl, auger, whatever you like to call it. We're going to flip our strings out of the way. Okay, and here we go. If your saddle is properly fitted and cut by somebody like me, then it's going to be a little tough to get out because it should be wedged in. So use some pliers, gently grab the saddle, and go ahead and pull upwards, okay? We've now got the saddle out of the guitar. So what I like to do is I like to think about, again, I've got 20 thousandths I've got to get rid of here, which means I've got 40 thousandths I've got to get rid of here. So let's think of that in terms of a guitar string, okay? We know that our low A string is generally going to be around that 40 thousandth mark. So that's what we need to get rid of. So I'm going to take my little pencil. I've got the flat spot of my saddle, and I'm just going to draw myself a couple little reference lines right there on the low E side. And I've already checked the high E side, so I know what I want to take off of that. And then I'm ready to attack it with the sandpaper. I've got some 320 here, because remember, if we use too rough of a grit, we're going to go too fast and we cannot get that saddle back. So now the most important part with the saddle is if the bottom of this is not perfectly flat, perfectly parallel to your bridge, then you're going to have issues. Let's say your pickup's not responding properly, and we hear this all the time in here. I don't hear my low E as much as I hear my high E. Well, there's a good chance that that saddle is not straight on the bottom, and so the pickup is not getting full connection with that saddle. So very important to make sure this is perfectly flat the long way and also parallel with the bridge, okay? So here we go. And we're going to speed through this because I don't feel like being here for 20 minutes, but I'm going to get rid of those lines I just drew. So I'm going to focus. I'm going to be right over the top of the saddle, and I'm going to take small passes. And you can see I'm leaving some white behind there. That is the bone or new bone or Graph Tech, whatever you've got. I've got that perfectly flat. Let's just assume that I've already got it right where I want it. Well, we're done, guys. All we got to do is pop that thing back in here, pull these strings out, put them back in, tune her up, and check it out. If you still need to take a little more, just draw another line, okay? So that's all there is to it, guys. We're going to get these strings back in here, get it tuned up, and see how she plays. This is Bear with Kyser Musical Products. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and check us out for future repair videos. We'll talk to you soon. Got another pro tip for you here. If you happen to be a vintage guitar fan like me, sometimes you're going to notice that you've got to adjust that truss rod from the heel, and it is not easy. But with our trusty Kyser Capo on the 5th fret this time, because we want to keep these strings intact in these tuners, we've already got the strings loosened. Now we can remove these neck bolts. While I'm doing this, guys, I never use a drill to put a screw back to tightness. I only loosen or get most of the slack out of a screw, and I'll show you what I'm talking about in a minute. But we've got our 4 screws loose on the neck. Notice how I'm still holding this neck and body. Now I'm going to lay this guitar down, and just like that, I can now access my neck pocket, adjust any truss rod that I need to, and I can just put it right back in place, flip the guitar right back up, retighten, and I'll show you what I'm talking about here. I am gonna use this drill, but I'm gonna just barely incrementally put it in there. As soon as it's finger tight, I'm done. I don't wanna crank on this with a power drill. So once I get to this position here, now I can take a number 2 screwdriver and I can finish the job. Get these set where I want. Be sure if it's a bolt neck guys, to align those E-strings with the neck so that you don't have it sagging one way or the other. And we are ready to tune up and check this guitar.